Can turn all of my strawberry, well, the singular strawberry sketch back on. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Tiny Artist TV Color Palette Challenge Character Creation Challenge Black Friday live stream. So yes, this is part 2 of that particular stream. Of course, if you read the thumbnail, you'd know that. But anyway, this is character number 67 and the color palette is Strawberry Lemonade. So the idea for this one, if you missed the opening of the stream, they're both candy girls. One is a villain, one is a healer class or support class character. And so now I'm working on the support class. Trying to get the little wispies right. I want the top of her head to look like a strawberry since the color palette's name is Strawberry Lemonade. And there's more of a lemonade element than a strawberry element to it, but I still thought it would be cute to kind of like give her some strawberry motifs in her design. Alright, intentionally giving her a sweetheart neckline. I suppose if she had to give her weapon a name, she would probably call it something like the Harvester. It just makes sense with her overall character design being strawberry related, but it also gives sort of a little bit of added sinisterness to her. Like, yeah, sure, she looks sweet, but she can also kick your butt. In this case, she has an axe on the end of her, well, I guess it's not an axe, but well, it's more like a, not quite a tomahawk, but it's pointy. It's pointy, it can do damage. Should I give her a cape? I've been giving a lot of my characters capes lately, but I don't know. Like, just like a short one that kind of looks like wings, maybe. Alright, well, I guess last but not least is gonna be the top of the staff, which is gonna be pretty to work on since it's got, like, in my mind it's got a, well, my plan for it is for it to be a stained glass type head on the staff. Sure, why not? It doesn't have to be central. And I could just move this, but I kind of like that it's not quite in the middle. It's kind of got a Sailor Moon feel to it. Happy accidents. And I do want this to look like a strawberry, but I also want it to be somewhere between a strawberry and a heart. Kind of like a lot of the motifs, like her earrings are heart-shaped, but they're strawberry. The tips of her shoes, it's got the same thing going on. But you know what? I wasn't too far off. So what I can do here is I can make these a little more elaborate and do like a 1, 2, and kind of just bring this teardrop shape. It's the easiest way to make something look fancier is to just add some little dangly bits to it. Oh, how long did it take me to do? I mean, I could just... There's parts of this are too messy to use as my line art. But at least this is nice and refined. We've gone from this to this. So that's a huge step in the right direction. I think I do still want to do a little bit more with the staff, but like just kind of building this out a little bit more. Let me get that ruler back on here. And then this part, let's see, this will be solid with some cutouts. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do to handle that. Alright, let's get started on the lines. I have wasted enough time. Since apparently the entire line art part of the stream was completely silent, I'll take this opportunity to kind of fill in some gaps as far as inspiration and design choice decisions and things like that. So earlier in the video, and I cut it out, but I should say earlier in the stream, I had mentioned that this character's design was pretty heavily inspired by a character from a video game / anime series that I grew up playing. The characters are Adelie and Shino, and you can see here the inspiration, the sort of bird-like appearance of their armor set. They are both harvest clerics, and so I wanted to make this character also that sort of sweet bird-like appearance with her armor without it being a one-to-one copy. And so that's why there's a lot of the lace and sort of wing type fabric cutout choices and things like that. With the stained glass, you can see that I'm pretty much just freehanding it. I could have used the ruler tool, but I wanted it to look more organically fit around the strawberry, no pun intended. And so with that, I just freehanded it. But of course, that does come with some practice, some understanding of how shapes need to fit together. So if you're attempting anything like that, just practice on some scrap paper that you have. And then for the last part, the skirt and everything else, was really just kind of the big Swan Lake ballet flow out skirt. It may not be completely accurate, but it gets the idea across. And then with the ruffles, I just kind of go back and forth with my brush and then separate those ruffles with lines leading back up to the main shape. So yeah, the shoes are also sort of inspired by that. You can see the little feathers on the side, and then as mentioned earlier, the strawberry motifs on the hearts or on the tips of the shoes, and then everything else is pretty much just lined over the sketch as initially intended. Maybe I should have done the staff last, but it's done now. Oh, except for all of these little bits. So it's going to be on the deco layer. And then I guess I can make the little side ones purple. Still just getting the last bits of... She's a little... I mean, I guess these are different enough. My main worry is that the skin tone and the yellow are too close, but the skin tone comes from orange, and of course the yellow is yellow. And they are still very, very close. Of course I can just do this. And that'll help break that up a little bit. Yeah, her skin tone is really close to this. I gotta change that. Maybe she's tan from being out in the strawberry patch. Like, I'll never get tired of drawing melanated characters, but I do want to diversify my portfolio a little bit. But also, why do I need to? Like, kind of going into the argument of there are plenty of characters who represent other races. So I'm doing my part to fill the gap. And I have done plenty of white and Asian characters back in my early days of DeviantArt when I was doing fan art. Because that's what would get likes and comments. And now I draw whatever I want. And it's better for attracting the type of people I want to hang around and support me. So it's a win-win. I thought about trying to edit this or even cut it out altogether in some way. Basically, the crux of what I'm saying is I, as a Black creator, do not feel pressure to create characters who do not look like me simply because there are already enough characters who do not look like me. So I am doing my part to, again, close the gap and create a wider variety of characters in fantasy spaces who represent a wider range of backgrounds, if you will. Now, granted, if you are not a POC creator and you want to venture into helping us fill in the gap, by all means, go ahead. Just do it respectfully, please. I think that is everything for this character. So, gotten the bases done and a little bit of shadow work. Okay. Alright, so now I'll turn on the other character. Wow, that is a stark contrast. I forgot how in your face she is. Yeah, happy with that. So this is what I was able to create for today's stream. If you came here to chill and watch the drawing, I hope you enjoy what I created here, and maybe that can inspire you to create your own characters. I would be interested to see what you create using the color palettes here. Again, I do have the calendar up on my Instagram at tinyartist516, and so if you want to draw along to any of the color palettes that I've been working with, that is available for you to check out. I'm going to start closing some of this down. So yeah, that is it for today's stream. See you later. Have a weird day.